Hello everyone, welcome to Ridika's channel. Welcome to my third video. And like I discussed in the previous video, in this video we'll be discussing about the MyPlate concept. The MyPlate concept was basically developed by the USDA, and the reason why it was developed was in order to give a very brief, basic, easier idea to the public, in order to make sure that they know how each meal plate of theirs is supposed to look like. That was the main reason why the MyPlate concept came up. And we have 5 different groups in the MyPlate concept. MyPlate basically means your plate, on how your plate should look like on every meal that you have. So we have 5 different food groups in the MyPlate. The first one is our grains or carbohydrates. The second one is proteins. The third one is fruits and vegetables. The fourth one is healthy fats. And the fifth one is dairy. Now the first thing what we'll be talking about is the percentages of your plate on how your plate should look like. When we talk about the majority of the macronutrients, like I discussed in the previous video, we have mainly carbohydrates and proteins when it comes to the MyPlate concept. So carbohydrates basically contain of your complex carbohydrates, basically something like your millets, oats, rice, red rice, all of these things that we discussed in the previous video. That should be 25% of your plate. The other 25% of your plate should consist of protein. Again, like we discussed in the previous video, something like eggs, meat, chicken, all kinds of dairy products like milk, cheese, even paneer, all of these things, or tofu if in case you're a vegan, or soya bean, all of these things contain protein. The other part of it is your 40% of your plate should contain vegetables, lots of green leafy vegetables, in order to make sure you're getting enough amount of fiber, especially if you're someone who's looking to lose weight, or if you're a diabetic, or you have PCOD, or you have high cholesterol levels. All of these things can be handled if you have enough amount of protein and fiber in the diet. These two things play a very major role when it comes to your diet. And lastly, 10% of your plate should contain healthy fats, something like flax seeds, or it can be your dry fruits, it can be your seeds, nuts. When we talk about how much of dry fruits or how much of seeds that we should take on a regular basis, because this is a question that I've come across from most of the clients that I've handled. Coming to your dry fruits, majorly 15 grams if you're taking your seeds and your nuts. 15 grams is equivalent to 1 tablespoon. So that much amount of seeds in a day will give you good amounts of fats. Either you can have that, or you can consider having 4 to 5 almonds and 2 walnuts on a regular basis. So this will, more or less give you enough amounts of good fats. Of course, if you are willing to have more amounts, even that is great. But again, too much of a thing is also bad. So in case if you want to have too much of a thing, please make sure that you're consulting a nutritionist or a doctor or a physician before you have too much of anything in your diet, right? Even if it comes to your protein or your fats, right? Coming to the next part of it, also dairy products like milk, or probiotics like your lassi, like your buttermilk or chanch. All of these things also play a very major role in your diet. So ensuring that you're having at least 2 cups or 2 glasses of buttermilk or lassi on a regular basis is very important. Again, lassi does not mean that you always have sweet lassi, because that again is very high in calories. Make sure that you're maybe having 1 glass of buttermilk and 1 glass of lassi and alternating it that way. So that is completely okay to do. And finally, coming to the water intake part of it. Now, whenever we talk about water intake, again, people have a lot of issues when it comes to your water intake. A lot of people don't like drinking water. There are people also who love drinking it. For the ones who don't like it, there are a few things that you can do. Consider having flavored water, or something like adding just chia seeds in the water and having the water on a regular basis. Also, it will have a very great cooling effect on your body. Apart from this, you can also consider adding some kind of fruits to the water that you're drinking. So all of this is basically flavored water. Either this, or you can set reminders on your phone, wherein you are reminded every half an hour or every 1 hour to ensure that you're having a glass of water on that regular basis, right? So in a day, approximately 2.5 to 3 liters of water is very necessary in order to make sure that your brain is working fine, that your digestion is doing fine. All of these things are very dependent on your water intake, so make sure that you're having enough amount of water throughout the day. And also your sleep plays a very major role. Even if you are doing great health wise, still your sleep plays a very major role. Ensuring 7 to 8 hours of sleep, of undisturbed sleep, is very, very important. And lastly, coming to the different kinds of foods that you should have, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. So this contains your foods avoided. Okay, so in case of foods avoided, basically contains foods that you should completely avoid if you're on a weight loss journey, including your papad, your pickles, anything deep fried. All of these things should be completely avoided. When we talk about foods that are sparingly that you can have on a, or on maybe a weekly basis, or a 1 or a 2 weekly basis. Okay, so things like a soft drinks or maza and things like that. But I wouldn't say that is completely okay. Of course, it's a personal choice. If in case you want to have it, you can go ahead and have it. But otherwise, it is generally not recommended. And lastly, of course, when we talk about moderate amounts of food intake, so this basically includes your oil intake. Every person should have half a liter of oil throughout the month. Okay, nothing more than that. And this can include your soya bean oil, your groundnut oil, your sunflower oil, anything of that sort. Preferably opt for cold pressed oils. The main reason being they are lesser processed, have more nutritional benefits as compared to extremely processed oils that are available in the market today. And lastly, coming to your exercise, right? So exercise again plays a very important role. Just a balanced meal is not going to do it all when it comes to your weight loss journey. Exercise plays a very important role. It can be as simple as going for a walk. It can be as simple as going for a jog, or if you're a gym person, that is great. Make sure you're getting your exercise at least 3 to 4 times in the week, lasting for about 30 to 45 minutes. So this will do the trick when it comes to your weight loss journey. And if you're someone who's looking for a coach, or if you're looking for a nutritionist, you can drop in your queries, or if you want a meal plan or anything like that, you can drop in your questions in the comment section and I'll be taking them up. So this was about a balanced meal and about your exercise and about weight loss and everything related to that. In case if you guys have any further questions or anything that you would like to ask me, you can drop in your questions in the comment section and I'll take them up. Thank you so much for watching. Happy health to you all.